Yes, we are live. We are live. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world. You guys, I know you guys see the panel here. We got my brothers here and the Most High to come on here to share about what is right in our face, what is really going on. I don't even want to say behind the scenes because it's it's right here on the stage. It's right in our face. It's a percentage of the world that knows about this, and for us, we really want our community in our nation to understand what's going on. So, welcome to the live. When you enter the chat, make sure you like the video, leave your comments below because we're gonna be talking about some crypto today, cryptocurrency. We're gonna talk about some ISO 222. If you're not familiar with that, we will be explaining um, that to you guys. This is something that everybody here on the panel is invested in, and we see the potential, especially in the next, I'll say the next week, if you understand and if you invest correctly, you can two times, three times your money. So just make sure you just pay attention to the end. And we are going to get started. I have my brother Fast Nickel on here. I have my brother Luke Cage. I have my brother Yosef on here. So yes, welcome, welcome, guys. Uh, if you guys want to say something, just real quick, and then after everyone kind of introduce themselves, I let Fast Nickel, present what he has to present, and we can just go from there off what he's talking about and what he's sharing. Because I'm pretty sure, man, it's so much information. It's so much information that is happening that we see and that we know people need to know. So we're just gonna go with the flow. All praises to the Most High. We give all glory, all honor to Him. And yes, welcome, guys. Fast Nickel, would you want to start?
Hey everyone, this is Fast Nickel. Thank you to Journey with us for inviting me. I reached out to him and said, "Hey, you know what? I was checking out his channel, and I said, listen, it doesn't hurt to just reach out and say, hey, you want to do a collab?" And he was gracious enough to say yes. So me and my brother Luke Cage, we've been trying to get together on Thursdays at 9 o'clock. So it's funny when he said, "Yeah, I'm available Thursday at 9 o'clock your time," I was like, "That's perfect." And so, we've been, my brother from another mother, Luke Cage, him like me, we've been in XRP for like 7 years. And so he is extremely excited to see what XRP is doing like the rest of us. So we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight. We're going to talk about ISO coins, and anyone who's here, we welcome your questions because we are here to help you. Don't worry how off topic you think the question is. We will do our best to give you the best answers. We're not financial advisors. This is education, but we're going to do our best to steer you in the proper direction.
Thank you, sir. I'll go ahead and speak for a little bit. Luke Cage, I've known Fast Nickel for a good while now, and he's introduced me to these two brothers here, and I'm very happy to be here. And I think it's very important. This kind of transmission to the world is very important for our people because new financial system is dawning and it's here, and we have to be prepared for it because it's coming whether we want it or not. So we have to educate ourselves. And while this is still hot, they're saying that less than 6% of the world is involved in crypto. So this is ground floor right now. So this is a time when we need to get involved in it. And I had a Bitcoin when it was like high price at the time, $1,100, and I sold a month before it reached almost 20,000. so so these things move quickly. I think Bitcoin was the testing ground, and it has introduced, I think, XRP to be much more functional and have much more utility. But I've been in this thing since XRP was 18 cents. I've been accumulating. I haven't sold, and found out that recently I'm in the 4% of XRP owners. So I'm feeling quite good, but not satisfied because I just want to accumulate some more. So my brother Fast Nickel has been sharing some information with me. So it's been good, and I just look forward to just sharing. And when Fast Nickel speaks, I'll ask some questions for two purposes. Number one, it might be necessary for the audience to further understand what he's discussing, or it might just be for my edification, just so I can learn. And I think in doing that, will also educate the people because they will have the same concerns.
That's awesome. Yeah. You already know my brother Ricky. He came on here before we came. We did a couple videos, so I'll let him go ahead and introduce himself and talk a little bit.
Yeah, I just again want to thank everybody journey with us and Fast Nickel for inviting me onto the platform, and give all honor and praise and glory to the Most High. I just ask that it be all of Him and none of me. And I hope those with ears can hear. I believe there will be some really good information that's going to be shared here. Like a brother, like the Luke K said, 6% of the world, like the thumbnail says, it's not too late. And so I hope those that are meant to hear the message take advantage of the information and act fast. I'll just say I've been, like Luke K said, I've been in the XRP community for, I'd say about 6 to 7 years. And I haven't gotten it. I think the lowest I may have gotten XRP was 20 cents. I didn't get that 18 cent somewhere in the loop, but I got it at 20. And yes, I've never sold. And it's, if you've been in the community for a long time, and again, this is not financial advice, I believe that I was told by the Most High, but currently I do get financial advice from a cartoon bear. Those that are in XRP, they know what I'm talking about. Other than that, I just hope that that everybody enjoys the content, learns something, and I hope that it will not only enrich you as far as financially, but also spiritually as well.
Yes, hallelujah, hallelujah. All praises to the Most High. Um, yeah, like say we have to say it. We are not financial advisors. This is just something that we believe that this could be generational wealth for our people. So, just stay tuned. Fast Nicole, I'll let you share your screen. I'm not sure what just happened, but let me know when you are ready. But guys, I'm telling you, this is something for me. I'm fairly new to cryptocurrency. For me, I day trade, so I was more of like a forex trader, a stocks trader. Um, and I do a lot of technical analysis. So I was very familiar with the candles and how the market moves. And then once my brother Joseph um, introduced me to crypto, maybe a year, not yeah, yeah, a year. So I'm nowhere near no 18 cents, 20 cents. When I got to XRP, it was uh, consolidating, accumulating at maybe 48 cents, 50 cents. So, I
Yes,
still
yes.
see the I still see the gains. it's not too late. So that's why I say it's not too late. It's not too late. And the most important part is uh, having this understanding and the knowledge about the utility behind it. So with me saying that, I will let Fast Nickel share his screen and go ahead with the flow.
Okay, I'm ready. Now, just so you know, I got you all beat because the very first coin that I ever bought was XRP. I got it for 9/10 of a penny. There was an exchange called GitHub.net, and if you signed up, they gave you 50 XRP, and so that was the end of 2016. And for me, one weekend, it went from 0.009. I had $30 invested. At that time, I had 6,000 coins, and it went up to, in 2 days, over a weekend, it went from 9/10 of a penny up to 10 cents. I made like $600 profit, man, and I was hooked from then on. So what I'm going to do here is, this is a presentation that I had put together regarding ISO 20022 tokenization in Africa. And I think it's perfect because with Journey with us being in Africa, a lot of people don't, the media, the powers that shouldn't be constantly make Africa seem to be this desolate wasteland. But they don't realize there's so much going on behind the scenes. And so part of this presentation is going to just help to show what's going on in Africa. And what's interesting is March 10th of this year, all of the US banks they have put the mandate through that they have to be ISO 20022 compliant. And so what a lot of people don't realize, so a lot of people have heard the term SWIFT, which is the system that we use. And although we've heard of that system, what most people don't realize, it's a messaging system. It's kind of like when we send text messages to each other. That's kind of what SWIFT is. It's a system where they put in their messaging, and then they send it that way. But what's going to happen now is the ISO 20022 coins are going to be backing that system up. It's a little technical, but and again, when this happens, it's not going to really change anything about our day-to-day life. But what you may see is some of your coins start to shoot up in value. So when you look at cryptocurrency, some people call them tokens, some people call them coins, but there's over 10,000 of them. And, if you ever want to see what the value of them are, you can go to a place like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko to see what all of the different coins are selling for. And it's all in real time. Now, every coin falls into a category, like we have layer ones. Bitcoin, Ethereum are considered layer ones. We have layer twos. We have AI coins. We have all different qualifications. And the coins over here that you see XRP, like XRP is a layer one. Quant is a layer one. But basically, these six are six of the coins that have been ISO 20022 approved. Now, for those that don't really know, if you go to ISO 20022, it'll give you a basic definition of what ISO 20022. It's a rule book, for financial data. It's a structure. Like I said, it's a communication system. It's very similar to if we were sending text messages, but it's the system that the banks use to send financial signatures. Now, these are the 8 coins that are currently classified and compliant. And when you look at the 8, if you look at what I have highlighted in red, so for XRP, it's fast, cost-effective for cross-border transactions. Cardano, security, scalability. Quant is facilitates interoperability between multiple blockchains. Algorand, immediate transactions. XLM, Stellar, currency payments. Hedera, Hashgraph, HBAR, high throughput, low latency, and IOTA, facilitating secure sales and trading. So, and XDC is for trading and finance. So when you look at these 8, they all have something to do with finance or security. So that there's no coincidence that these 8 coins are part of this ISO compliance. Now, I know a lot of people like to think that, okay, if we live in the West and then we've got the East and the BRIC nations, how is that going to work together? Well, regardless of whether you live in the West or whether you're in the East and you're dealing with the BRIC nations, they all submit to the big daddy, which is the Bank for International Settlements. So you can say, okay, we're doing SWIFT, we're doing BRIC Pay, we're doing this, we're doing that. But regardless of what they're doing, everything still has to go through the Bank for International Settlements. And as you can see, the main countries that are part of the BRICS, they're all part of the BIS. Now, as we all know, it's commerce and trade that makes the world go round. And the reason I bring that up, because when you look at Revelations 13, verse 17, it talks about not being able to buy or sell unless you have the mark. So with that being said, are cryptos going to be part of the B system? I would have to say most definitely yes. But that doesn't mean that you can't take advantage to get yourself where you need to either get out of debt, or if you're looking to move, get out of the country, whatever your plans to do that you say to yourself today, I don't really have the finances to do it. Well, when we hear the terms wealth transfer, what we all have to remember, the wealth transfer is not just one way. The wealth transfer, the Most High might do it by way of crypto. He may do it by way of currencies, by way of owning precious metals. It's not just going to be one way. So therefore, we should all want to be diverse and have a little bit of everything, because today you may need some crypto, tomorrow you may need some precious metal, and the next day you may need some different type of foreign currency outside of the dollar. We just don't know, but you just want to be prepared for every scenario that comes your way. Now, Bitcoin is a store of value. At least it's claimed to be a store of value. As we know, the United States, and I think there's about 6 or 7 states that have already said they are going to do Bitcoin reserves. And now we see that today, XRP, the last 2 days, has been spiking. And a part of that reason could be because the rumor is now that Trump has said that he wants to make Solana, he wants to make XRP, and he wants to make USDC stablecoin, which is part of Stripe. He wants to make them part of the not just Bitcoin, but he wants to use those as reserves. And so that could be a big reason for the coin to go up. Now, when Trump comes into office on the 20th, that's when Gary Gensler leaves. And Gary Gensler has been the main guy who has kept crypto down because of not having regulations. A lot of these companies don't want to do business in the US because there's no regulations. And because there's no regulation, he has been talking. No one knows what you can and cannot do. And
Bye
yeah,
bye, Gary. Bye bye.
and yes, he is leaving. So when he
Bye
leaves,
bye.
it's going. Crypto is going to. I mean, I think crypto is going to skyrocket. Now, just because I want to just point on about the RLUSD. So, shout out to Chief Hamza who brought that up. So, the RLUSD is the stable coin that Ripple, and so just for anyone who doesn't know, Ripple is the company, XRP is the token. So they have created the RLUSD stablecoin. And so the beauty of it is when we look at the XRP ledger and the XRP stablecoin, when the banks use the stablecoin, it's burning a fraction of an XRP. And when you've got the whole world using RLUSD, that alone is making the value of your XRP coins go up in value because they have to use a fraction of that XRP in that transaction for gas. It's nothing on the level of the gas fees that Ethereum charges, but regardless, there's a fraction of a charge that's taken, and that helps your price go up. Yes, Joseph.
Yeah, just to kind of touch on that RLUSD. One of the things about the US citizens, and you were talking about Revelations, the mark of the beast. US citizens do not want a government central, a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. The US citizens do not want a government CBDC. And so, from my understanding, in the way that Trump operates, is he likes private companies. He likes to have individual people that innovate and things like that. And that's where you'll see that RLUSD come into play, where it's not a coin issued by the government per se, but will be used as a US dollar instead of a US CBDC. And just
Correct.
real quick, I just want those that are watching from the US, they are showing you, but they are not showing you on purpose. What Fast Nickel said to you is very important for you to understand. Ripple is the company, XRP is the token or the coin. When you watch the news, they are going to list it as Ripple. Understand, when you see that they're saying Ripple, they are talking about XRP. And I'm going to yield with that.
And you're so right, because they love to do that sleight of hand and confuse you. Now, here's the thing about Bitcoin. And when I was doing my deep dive about Quant and why Quant is, you want to at least hold, in my opinion, you want to hold at least one Quant, is because if you look up the definition of Bitcoin and permissionless, it's open source blockchain on a distributed open ledger by design, meaning that there's no restrictions on who can join. And because of this, the banks don't like Bitcoin because they can't control it. There's issues with the security. Now, believe it or not, the banks love Quant. So back in June in Lisbon, Portugal, they had a meeting and they had all the big banks there. And it's one of the first times that during these meetings, they had digital currencies and basically stable coins as part of the presentation to say, hey, they are here to stay. But they don't, all of us that are listening, we are considered retail. They don't do anything for retail. Everything is done for for a corporate level. But if you pay attention to what they do, don't listen to what they say, pay attention to what they do.
But they do. Facts.
Now, why I say, especially because of the cost of Bitcoin, I've said, hey, you want to own 10 to 15 Quant, but hey, if you can only afford one, so be it. But I think that Quant is what you at least want to have at least one. And one of the reasons is because Quant's technology provides controls to allow the banks to safely and securely adopt and interact with public blockchains without exposing themselves to significant risk. And that's the thing that they had to make sure that, because, you know, one of the things when you hear Bitcoin, for those who are anti-crypto, they'll tell you, oh, they use it for money laundering. Well, listen, anybody who makes that statement and pretends like they've never used the US dollar for money laundering, I mean, come on. I mean, let's be real with ourselves.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, what is the price of Quant currently?
So Quant, let me look it up. So Quant had
It's at 121 right now.
How much? I mean, 108. How much is it?
$121.
Wow. Okay, so it's 121.
Yeah.
Now, what you see here is just an overall picture of Quant and this overledger. And so what's interesting about the overledger is this is the framework that is going to allow all these different networks to talk. So basically now the banking system, the educational system, the retail sector, the medical fields, all are going to be able to now talk to one another. Now, the one thing that I don't really talk about in this presentation, which is big, Quant is doing, is they are also incorporating to where all this can be done through an API. And if you look at their Overledger white paper and look at all the things that they're doing, I mean, Quant is, I mean, they're really doing some fantastic things behind the scenes. So within the next 5 years, because, you know, we're talking about 2025, but then, you know, we're also talking about 2030 is the date that they want to like have everything in place. So over the next 5 years is the time where we can really, those of us that are paying attention can really put ourselves in a good position. Go ahead, Joseph. And you don't have to raise your hand, just go ahead and talk.
No, I didn't want to interrupt, so that's why I want to raise my hand. That way it can flow a little bit better. One of the things that I saw, which is when you say we're looking at 2030 and we're in 2025, one of the informations that I saw was, and this is for more like the audience, when you look at the internet and how fast the internet was adopted by everyone, these digital assets are outpacing everything. So when you look at, okay, when the internet came out and we was using dial up and they were doing that, and now everybody can't live without the internet. Well, how long did that take? And so when he is explaining to you, when Fast Nickel is saying, hey, it's 2025 now, they're looking at 2030. What they are telling you is the adoption of this technology is outpacing any other technology adoption that we have ever seen. You're not too late to take advantage. And I hope this is finding y'all all well. I think this is a great presentation, Fast Nickel. With that, I'll yield.
Joseph, I'm glad you said you're not too late, because think about this, and I think Luke Cage, I think you mentioned this. Literally, whether you own crypto or not, just the fact whether you own and just the fact that you're on this watching us, you are the small percentage of people into crypto. So even if you get into crypto today, you're far ahead of most of the people out there.
I have to add, good answer. I was going to answer her, Fast Nickel. I have to say, your presentation, Fast Nickel, is a great presentation for intro and gives people the big picture and its real use of crypto, because this is, without question, the future. If you're not following this, you don't know their rules in place, their contracts in place. Ripple, for example, has contracts or has affiliations and is doing business with over 300 banks worldwide. So me and Fast Nickel spoke earlier. Uh, Bank of America is using XRP's blockchain to transfer from one branch to the next. So while they're talking to us at very superficial level. J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon of J.P. Morgan, uh, again, just like Fast Nickel says, he talks about that crypto has been used for all sorts of illegal activities. Well, before crypto, there was no crime, there was no financial crime being committed, and it was cash. I mean, you talk to the mafia, it was all cash. It was about cash.
Yeah.
So this is again. Let's not listen to what they say. If you look at what they do, they're buying, they're accumulating the things that they're telling us not to get. They're getting it. So and it makes sense, I suppose. If you're in control, you don't want the masses to get, because if they get, it costs you more to get. So let's not get fooled. Let's be informed and understand this is the future, and we are in the early stages. It is
Yeah.
not too late. It is far from being too late. We need to get involved. We can't be left behind. We've been left behind with everything. But with the technology that exists today, we as a people should not be left behind. We have to open our eyes and start playing the game, because the game will be played. We need to participate and not be on the sidelines.
Exactly. Yeah, and I do want to go off that because it is very, very important to know this technology. I know a lot of people look at it and say, like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. But understanding how to move your money around from one wallet to another, understanding how to withdraw your crypto to your bank is very important to know. So with that, I would say, like, this is something that everyone should know, no matter the age, because just the other day, we went grocery shopping, and sometimes we move stocks around and we take our profit out of stocks, and it takes a couple of days. For us, we're 9 hours ahead of Eastern time, so it's like, I want to say, like 5 p.m. Our time when we're able to touch our money, but uh, at the time we wasn't able to receive that uh, money. So I could just go to my wallet and take out $50 instant. So it's good to understand this technology because it could be, a life, changing situation, or, an emergency situation. And it's very instant, like no more than a couple seconds, more than a couple minutes. So learning this and understanding it is important.
You know, one thing that got me into crypto is because I had a bad experience back in 2008, and I had just gotten a big paycheck. I was working in timeshare at the time, and all of a sudden the bank froze my account, and I had to wind up going to a lawyer to get my. I had to pay them to get the account unfrozen to get to my money, and after that, that is another reason why I got into crypto. So I tend to only keep enough money in my bank account to pay my bills, but I rather keep the rest in crypto because no one can control it but me. So do you want me to go in and answer some of these questions? So
Yeah, of
Jackie
course.
said, also, can someone tell me when does crypto winter start? Well, we just coming out of crypto winter. And those of us like Luke Cage and me who've been in this for years, when you're in winter crypto, I don't even want to call it crypto winter. I'm gonna call it crypto blizzard because we've seen our accounts drop like 90%.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I went from almost 100K like down to like 15K. But at the same time, you can go from 10K up to 60K in a month. So, so the same way you have those deep drops, you can have some deep highs, some great highs as well. Someone also asked about Coinbase is about buying coin on Coinbase. So I can give my opinion, but do any of you want to comment on that?
Well, yeah, I could comment on Coinbase, and I kind of want to touch back on the other question from Jackie about crypto winter. There's a chart out there that I've sent to the Akyashai, and this man's chart was made in the 1800s, and this chart is pretty much dead on. It tells you when there's going to be a world pandemic, and it on the chart 2019 is up there. That's the top line. There's a top line that says when the world's going to enter into a panic, and this chart was made in the 1800s, and it shows the 2019. So the top line is a panic line. The middle line says it's the best time to sell. The bottom line says the best time to buy. So I've sent this over to Yashai, and according to the chart, 2026 is going to be the peak time to sell. From 2026, we're going to go down till about, I believe it's about 30 to the year 2030. So from 26, we should start seeing the markets go down according to the chart. Okay. And then I think 35, it might be another peak time to sell. And then they have, I don't have the chart memorized, please forgive me, but it also tells you when the world is going to have another crazy panic. So to answer that question about the panic, I believe 2026, according to the chart, because I looked at the chart and I started to look at all the panics and things like that, and times people made money, it's been pretty dead on. So I would say sometime in 2026, it says is the peak time to get your money and sell. Wait for the market to come back down, take your profits, buy back in for that next up. To touch on Coinbase, yes, Coinbase is a good app and a good product to use. The reason why Coinbase is with everybody's cell phone, right? So Coinbase is on there. But like Fast Nickel said, bye-bye to that clown Gary Gensler, okay? And if you kind of just look at the SEC, the companies that they sue, after they are done and those companies win, they take off. The SEC sued Tesla, took off. The SEC sued Amazon, took off. The SEC has sued Ripple. We're waiting for the blast off. The SEC has also sued Coinbase. These are companies, when we're talking about in this digital asset space, the SEC chairman, who was Gary Gensler, and we cannot wait until Monday until he was gone. And I'm so happy when you filed that appeal, we still pumped. I hope you see this, Gary, you clown, you. But anyways.
I guess you're not a fan.
Man, I am not a fan of him. But you know what? I got to tell you, I do have to thank him because I have that time to accumulate. That I will thank him for that time. That is the chart that I am talking about right there. Yes, sir.
It's funny that you mentioned it. I've been sharing it with people to show them. And this, like you said, this chart was made in the 1870s, and it's dead on.
Come on.
So
it's
when you
dead
look,
on.
so right now this is the peak time. So starting around the beginning of 2026, from 2026 to 2032 is gonna be bad. Like that's when you want to be out of according to this chart, you want to be out of crypto, you want to be out of stocks. Like that's gonna be the down period. So I don't know
That
what the
chart,
name of this chart is, but it's not just for crypto. This is for the charts.
yeah,
And when you look at the years, it's
yep,
been dead on when you look at the years.
dead on. And when I sent that over to Ak, I said, look, man, there's another thing that when we're talking about charts, there's this term, and I'm not too familiar, but it's the Fibonacci, the golden ratio. Okay.
Golden
And
ratio.
so, all right. So if you look at the Fibonacci, and if I just talk about XRP, from the time XRP started, I think the Fibonacci is don't quote me, 1.618. I believe it could be, and I may be off. But if you look at the chart from when XRP started and you go 100 or 1,000, 1,618 days, XRP hit its top. You go from the top and then you go 1,618 days, it hit the bottom. The next 1,618 days from that bottom is going to put us sometime in November 2026. Again, this is not financial advice. When I look at this here and it says 2026 is the peak, and I look at that Fibonacci golden rule, which is heavily cryptocurrency, is talking in riddles to a computer. It's cryptography. And anyone that has been in the XRP community for a long time know that we have riddlers, we have a cartoon bear that have been dropping clues about what's getting ready to go on. That Fibonacci golden rule is heavily embedded in the XRP's code. So I would say take a look at that golden ratio, and you may be able to predict the best time to sell, but not financial advice.
Yeah, financial. There was a question, if I may, about how cryptocurrency gains will be taxed. That's something that you need to seek out a tax expert about. But in terms of the new administration, if we're talking about XRP, there is serious discussion taking place about not taxing gains from Americans who purchase American-based cryptocurrency. So we may be, Americans here may be winning from that. But also, I mean, there's short-term capital gains, there's long-term capital gains, and it has to do with how long you hold it, all that stuff. So you just need to really seek out a tax expert. We're not giving any advice, and nothing that we say here is financial advice. But this chart here and Fibonacci throughout time, the world is mathematical. It just is. We don't see it, but unless you understand math, you can't see that everything operates by math. Even God, the Almighty, operates with numbers. So Fibonacci is probably the backbone of this chart, because this is quite impressive. So I mean, we're in a nice period, and 2025 should be a pretty exciting period. And red days will be coming because nothing stays steady. It will go up and down, and down days. It's almost like every millionaire will tell you this. You heard them say it. When things are bad for everybody else, it's great for them because things bottom out. When things bottom out, you have some cash available. You scoop them up, and it helps you in your overall earnings and goals. We have to keep that in mind. You know,
My window. I just had to get the window back.
oh, we see you. Yeah, as far as Coinbase, um, Fast Nickel, maybe you might want to talk about this. Um, for those who have a nice bag, like I have a bit of crypto, and I keep some on Coinbase for liquidity. If XRP gets, first of all, this is me personally. Um, if XRP gets to $20 this year, I'm holding. So I got diamond hands. I'm not selling because um, XRP for me is not going to be used to exchange and get what, fiat currency, worthless currency. No, I'm going to be using XRP to get residual income. There will be plans to borrow my XRP for some gains, percentage, some interest. So that's what I plan on doing with it. So I'm holding for the long haul, and people have to understand. They have to have a plan. If you come in, you put in $2,000, and things appreciate, you might want to take out $2,500. Take out your initial capital, reward yourself with $500, and ride. And just ride out the rest. We have to have a plan and just not stay and just watch things. And when you get in something, you have to understand what you're getting into as well. If you buy Tesla stocks, for example, you're going to follow Tesla news. You're going to want to know what's going on. It's no different than in crypto. Yeshaya, you mentioned you did some currency trading. Well, if there's a storm in certain parts of the world, it can impact your activity. So you need to be abreast of that. You need to be abreast of, when some financial report is coming for a certain country that looks bad. You might get the news before everybody else and know this currency pair is going this way or is going that way, and you just take advantage of it. But we just have to stay aware and not just get involved and ignore it. Really.
And I want to piggyback on what the Ak was saying here. I know we are using the word cryptocurrency. I prefer the term digital
asset. Yes, brother.
That's how I prefer to use the term, because these are assets. So like he said, should you take some profit? Yeah, okay. Or at least your initial investment, because then the rest is just house money after that point. Of course, you should have a strategy in place. As far as what Luke said, we got diamond hands. And, like he said, $20 don't mean nothing to me.
Nothing.
Because like when Fast Nickel said we've been in the blizzard, y'all have no idea. If you're just getting into this, I am so jaded on the price. So like people are like, oh, $3. I'm like, man, whatever, man. Okay. That's just kind of my attitude with it. Okay. Because I know that this asset is worth more than $3, $20, or something like that. So it's an asset. And what I was also saying is, when you understand, and let's say, when again going back to Fast Nickel, the mark of the beast, a lot of us want to stay away from the mark of the beast. A lot of us, he's also showing you how it's going to impact here in Africa as we go through the slides, right? So, and you're watching Journey with us, you're watching Fast Nickel, and they're saying, hey, come out here. A lot of us want to be self-sustaining. We want to remove ourselves from that system. This is a way that you may be able to have the finances to remove yourself from that system where you have your house, your farmland, you're self-sustainable, and then these assets is steadily just making you income, and you're literally chilling on the farm, and your net value worth is going higher and higher. And then what you're able to do is leverage those assets, because that's what I was saying earlier, which is because I've never bought XRP over 50 cents. I'm not telling you not to do it. It hurts my stomach. I've never bought any coin over 50 cents. I just got to be honest. I haven't.
Wow.
So for me, when I see it, I'm like, okay, I'm looking for the next one, right? So like right now, I'm really packing my XDC bag. Let's just say XDC is 20 cents, which is not. I'm just keep packing different bags, and like you said, we're holding diamond hands. But what the wealthy do, they said, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. The wealthy hold assets that are of high value, then they take those assets to a bank, and then the bank will give them a loan. A loan, when you're talking about tax, a loan is tax free. It is debt.
Free.
Then you have your asset, you're lending it to the bank. The bank is going to pay you interest. That interest is paying the loan amount. So when the loan is paid off, your contract with letting the bank hold your asset is over. You still maintain all of your assets. The loan ends up becoming free money. That is now the direction I'm kind of moving into as far as setting up generational wealth, trust, and things like that. So when you understand where you're going and you have a strategy, look at it as an asset more than a currency. And like he said, what are you going to do? You're going to sell an asset for something, paper fiat money, that is losing value every day with inflation and things like that. And I'm going to say it. If you're going to take profits, I love you. I have my profit line where I'm going to do something nice for my family, because we've been they have been holding me down, eating these red beans and rice that he could just keep accumulating. But don't do it before these regulations on stable coins. When these regulations on stable coins come into effect, it's going to be easier for your bank to process that. And then with that, I want to let Fast do his thing.
Great.
Just real quick, I wanted to say this just from what everybody was saying. Knowledge is key. Like, knowledge will increase. So when you step into this space, when you step into this community, and trust me, it is a huge community. Like, it's people all around the world that knows about this. And once you understand that, um, you will have a better sense of what is really going on, and how you can do things, such as what my brother Yosef was saying with the trust, and leveraging it with a bank and things like that. So the time is now. The time is now to really get knowledgeable about everything that's happening right now, because you just don't want to get left behind, and then you don't know how to move when this is the only thing that's moving right now, or just say in the future. So the time is now to understand how to move.
Yeah, good point. And just to add to what Yosef was saying, it's Fast Nickel knows this. Uh, this is this is a path for me to go back to the motherland, bringing value, not just to be a burden, but to bring value, to come there with some ideas and meet brothers like the brothers on the screen right now, to put something together, to give back to the people, to uplift the people, to educate the people, even on matters financial, so
Yes.
that
Love that.
we have resources. We have resources. So we just need to, link up with one another and grow. It's not going to be easy, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done, and it has to start somewhere. Even if we can impact 2, 3 people, that's a start, and they can impact others as well. So I think everyone here is of the same mindset. So we got to build from that and keep encouraging others to do the same. I'm in this for the long haul, and I do want to find. I'm just trying to find where I know where my ancestors are from, but I just want to find out if that's where I want to go back to. So uh, you know, I'm in there for a long haul, from the digital assets and helping people of the motherland.
Yo, come on home, come on home. We in the future. Come on home. Come
You
on
got it,
home,
brother.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother.
And with you saying that, since we're talking about Africa, Fast Nick, I know you at the beginning you was saying Africa and what's really going on, because if you are familiar with our channel, we talk about Africa and we give you news about Africa and what's going on in West Africa right now. Man, it's a pivotal moment, and these finances, money talks, money, the big money moves. So you have to understand, you have to do your research, you have to put your energy into where everything's moving. Like it's really not difficult. It's very simple. Go ahead, Yos.
I just want to kind of piggyback on what the Ak Luke said. When we come to Africa, and I've been here for a while, all praise and glory to the Most High. There's a couple of things, and I kind of want to hopefully help this segue into Fast Nichols his presentation, because it is awesome. I don't want to keep going. When we come here, a lot I've been around our people that do come here, and one of the things that they say is, "Oh, why is this African country allowing this nation to come in and this nation to come in and this nation to come in?" And I'm not saying they're not, but they seem like they have an advantage over us and we're related to them. Okay. And the reason why I say that, and the reason I give them, is those other nations, they have their own bank. When they walk into a bank, they're talking to their own bankers. Okay. When we come out here, we normally come with our hard earned savings, our money. And most of Africa, their exposure of us coming from the States or the UK is either through our music, our movies, or some type of athletic. Okay. They don't see us more than that. So when he says this is an opportunity to have this wealth to give back to the country that you're in, I just love how you said that, because this is an opportunity. Because I'm just going to speak for myself. I can't walk into a bank in the US and say, "Hey, I got a great plan to build up Africa," and think that that banker is going to want to loan me some money to build up Africa. That's just my opinion. Okay. The other nations can, because they know that when they come out here, they're going to be sending their money back to their homeland. The beautiful thing about us, to my African brothers and sisters, is that when we come, we really don't have nowhere to send our money to. We want to use our wealth and knowledge to uplift the community, and thank y'all for welcoming us here. Okay. And so I really think that what the Ak Luke said was very important. When we are able to obtain this wealth, then we can come out here with that wealth without having to go to a bank, because we actually have the wealth, and we can build up the local community here and show value to the African countries, just like the other nations do. The other nations, when they come in, they're showing the value. Hey, we could build your roads. Hey, we can build your power grids. Hey, we can do this, because they're getting a loan from their banks. For us, we're coming with our hard-earned money, and so we want to show a value in having us here and it being beneficial, and not coming to, like he said, be a burden on them. And I love the fact that Fast Nickel is getting ready to go into this, and I hope a lot of our African brothers and sisters are watching, because when I come across them, they have no idea about this financial system that is taking place. They may have heard of Bitcoin, but they are being left behind in this information stage. And like the Ox said, there's no reason for it in the day of technology now for this message to get out. So I hope our African brothers and sisters are watching and learning, so they can take advantage of it as well. And with that, I'm gonna yield.
Well, I'm gonna say a couple of things based on what Brother Joseph said. Well, first is everybody hit the like button. We need to get those likes up. So that's the first thing. So what's interesting is you guys heard Brother Joseph say on multiple times he mentioned banks. Well, what most people don't realize, especially Africa, Africa is unbanked. Most people in Africa don't have bank accounts. They have more people have cell phones. They don't have bank accounts. So when
That's
you
right.
hear borderless payments, they're going to be able to do transfer of money through their phones, not by having, everybody's going to be their own bank. There's still going to be banks, but people are going to be their own bank, and you're going to be able to do your own transaction. You're not going to need the banks. And like I said, a place like Africa is unbanked anyway. You know, the majority of the people don't have bank accounts. For one, is
That's
they don't
correct.
trust banks.
Everything is mobile money out here. Everything is on their cell phone.
Mobile money. Now, before I continue with the presentation, Brother Yeshai, if you go ahead and share my screen, this was from earlier today. The Paul Barron, if you ever, like Paul Barron, he does a lot of great stuff with crypto, but I went to this part of the presentation because if you look what he says, it says, with a supportive U.S. administration, crypto could be entering a Goldilocks period over the next many years. Like right now, like I said, that's the buzzword that they're telling you that the next couple of years you need to get in now, because there's another slide. I don't want to take the time to go find it, but they talk about how they're looking for a new asset class and crypto is the answer. So they're telling you where things are going. It's up to us to be able to hear, discern, and make the decision. And if you need to pray upon it, then pray upon it. But don't get left behind. And that's a perfect title to what Yeshaya said. Hey, don't get left behind. You know, we're giving you this knowledge. We are trying to remember that, hey, it's all about a community. So we're here to help each other. Luke Cage and me, we've been doing this for 7-8 years, and we're still learning, man. So anybody who thinks, hey, man, I don't understand all this, that's okay, because we all learn together, because this space is constantly changing, it's constantly moving. Like today there's no regulation, tomorrow there's gonna be regulation. So that's new laws and rules. So we're all learning together. So don't feel that you're behind. Just say, hey, you know what? Just be open-minded to say, hey, I need to learn, I need to be prepared, and allow your brothers and sisters to help you in that path. So I am going to, with that said, go ahead and
Yes, preparation is key. Preparation is key. You got to be prepared, and this is all we're trying to do is, share to our community what we know. We're not trying to hide it and be like, oh, I got my bag and I'm hiding it. No, we want to, share this knowledge to the community so they can get the same type of bag.
Yeah, what Jay-Z say? What's better than one billionaire? Two.
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about tokenization. Now,
Very important piece. Very, very important.
another buzzword. Joseph, I don't know. I think on one of the shows that you did with Yeshai, you guys were talking about tokenization, but basically they're going to tokenize the world. Everything is going to be tokenized.
Yes, sir. Your house note, your car payment, everything.
Matter of fact, I read, this is why so Cosmo is another crypto. It's not an ISO 202 coin, but they're talking about NFTs. And so what they're talking about doing is taking your mortgages and turning them into NFTs. Again, with smart contracts, because you can't trust people. So through smart contract, you don't have to worry about trust because the smart contract takes care of that.
Real quick,
Yes.
and I know the answer, but just for those who may not, what is an NFT?
Oh, you asking me?
Yes, sir. Just for the people
So,
who may not know, I know they heard the term NFT, but they may not know what an NFT is. If you don't mind helping the people out in the
sure.
back.
So for those who see my little purple guy, that is an NFT, which stands for non-fungible token. So what that means, so like for instance, if I have a dollar bill and I owe Luke Cage a dollar bill, and I say, Brother Yosef, can you give him a dollar for me? His dollar is just as good as my dollar. But when it's an NFT, that means that it's unique in a certain way. So I may have an NFT that looks like this panda, and Luke Cage might have an NFT, but there's something about it that makes it different. All of them are unique in one way or another. Now, this video that you see at the top, this is a video I did where Gilbert Verdian, he is the CEO, he is the creator of Quant, and he's the one that put together the presentation back in June in Lisbon, Portugal, where he told the banks that they had to have everything in place by November of this year. So down below, you can see EBA Day 2024, they were talking about tokenization. So everything that these articles are talking about is tokenization and liquidity.
Hey, if you can, what is liquidity? Yes. What is liquidity? I know these terms, but maybe other people may not. What is liquidity,
So liquidity is, a perfect example. Let's say that you own $100,000 house, but you can't go to the store and buy a milk because you don't have any liquid cash. So liquidity is having that cash readily available to you to be a mover and shaker. You might have assets, like for instance, I have NFTs that have value, but it's not liquidity. Like I can't just take that NFT and turn it into money because somebody has to want to buy it in order for me to get money from that NFT. It's just like a house. It doesn't matter if the house is worth 100,000 or $1 million until somebody decides they want to give you some cash for the house. You don't have any liquidity. Your assets rich, but paper dollars broke.
Yeah.
No liquidity. So in this article from Forbes, this was from back in March, but BlackRock was putting $10 trillion into tokenization. So when you see there's a term called RWA, which stands for real world assets, that's where they're planning to tokenize everything. They're going to put a dollar value. And I've been telling people for the last few months, sometime soon, they are going to tokenize the air you breathe. The same way that they make you pay for water, they're going to make you pay for the air you breathe.
And gold and silver, all of those things are going to be tokenized.
Now, I didn't want to play the video, but on the right-hand side is just an excerpt from her video. This is the CEO of Stellar. And basically, she was meeting with Congress talking about digital wallets and stable coins. Stable coins, it's coming. This stuff is coming whether we like it or not. These are just some excerpts from Stellar. And if you look where I have the two red lines, It has the Bank of International Settlements and the World Bank. So whether we like it or not, the banks, the main banks, the World Bank, the BIS, they are all into crypto. So this is going to happen whether we like it or not. This is some more news on Stellar. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pass by and just go to where we talk about Africa. This is just the Commodity Futures Trade Commission, where in this part, it just shows how they've actually included digital assets in the structure. This is this company here, Damrev, is a company out of South Africa, and they have they're tokenizing U.S. alluvial gold. They're $2.4 billion of alluvial gold. They're also tokenizing a gold mine out of Namibia. This is all a done deal. And if you look at the bottom where I got Damrev, they focus on the ISO 20022 blockchain tokenization. That's why I've told everybody, hey, do what you want, but you want to own some ISO coins. And let me just, okay, so let's talk about Africa. Now, Africa, this is interesting. So Nigeria, South Africa rank high in crypto ownership. A lot of people don't realize this. I didn't know that either until I did my research. And this article is from last month, so it's not like it's old. This is recent article. This is another article from Finance where it talks about Nigeria and South Africa lead the world in cryptocurrency ownership.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Over half the population in Nigeria, 84%, South Africa, 66%, Vietnam, 60%, the Philippines, 54%, India, 50%, report owning a crypto wallet in 2024. Wallet ownership in the Americas is the highest in the US at 43%. Now, why this is important is because it shows increased rate of adoption, and because once people buy a physical wallet, they are now committed. They're not in it just for the short term. Now, Stellar, let's see if I have it. I got something to show you guys. I think it's going to blow your mind, but this is just showing how Algorand, which is another ISO coin, wow, they are doing a lot of work in Africa as well. When you look here at the FinTech Times and Crypto News Flash, Ripple is partnering over there in the UAE. Right here, you can see that there's 13 countries already positioned with Ripple. So for anybody that thinks that Africa is not doing anything with regard to crypto, they're mistaken.
Yeah.
And then this here is XRPH. So I own some XRPH. XRPH was about a week or two ago at 14 cents. I think now it's at 22 cents. We'll see. But what this is basically you can download the app. I've already downloaded it myself. And now you can use it at CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and they're going to basically through the app, you're going to get an 80% discount on your prescriptions, and you're going to earn back rewards in terms of XRPH tokens, which if you want, you can keep them there or you can convert them into XRP. So you're going to earn money. This is what the wallet looks like. This is their magazine cover. And if you look here, when you go to XRPH Healthcare Africa, that's the Mali flag. And that's just all the different companies, and XRP Ledger is leading the way.
Wow, that's some good information, man. Everybody that's on the live, make sure you like the video, because this is like information that I didn't even know, and it's like, wow, like you just learned so much. You learned so much, so that's why the community is so important. Man, that's shocking. It's not shocking, but it's surprising. I was like, wow, I did not know that. All praises.
I'm gonna show. Let me find it for. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna show you a couple. So we were talking about XRP.
Real quick, Fast Nickel, while you get that together, you have put up something that was saying, questions. And
Yes.
so there was a question in here that I did want to address. I believe it was from, give me 1 second to call out that person's name. I believe it was media, something. Oh, so much media.
So much
And
media.
they're, yeah. And it said, what are some cheaper coins we can get in on that are related to XRP? And so I kind of just want to touch on that. So what Fast Nickel is showing you, if you're saying related, the ISO 222 coins, those would be the coins that would be, let's say, related to XRP. You do have the XRP healthcare that's really related to XRP. You have XRP memes that's related to XRP, that's on their ledger. You have XRP NFTs that's on their ledger. When I hear what you're saying, which ones are related to XRP, I would say the ones that he listed as ISO 222 coins are related, because those are the ones that are going to be part of the financial system. Now, when you're saying which ones are cheaper, I am an X person. I'm Generation X. So XRP is my biggest bag. XLM is my second biggest bag. And XDC is my third. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I mentioned that earlier. So when you say what are some cheaper coins, right? So there's a strategy. I'll kind of share with you with my strategy. Okay. I like to accumulate thousands of coins. Ain't that right, Luke Cage?
That's correct, brother.
We like to have thousands of coins. And the reason why we like to have thousands of coins is because we cannot give you a price prediction. We can't tell you when it's going to hit a certain price. When you have thousands of coins, when you accumulate more coins, it allows you to take profits at a lower price. So when you're asking what's cheaper, I gave the example of XDC, and it's blowing up right now. It's not 20 cents, okay? But let's just say it is 20 cents. It might be around 12, 13 cents right now. If you were to spend $100, or if it's 20 cents, that means you're going to get 5 per dollar. You're going to get 5 coins for every dollar you spend. So if you spend $500, you're going to get 500 coins, which until it hits 20 cents, you're going to be able to accumulate. So while you're accumulating thousands of coins, you're able to have a price to sell and take profits to do whatever you want to do at a lower price. For example, if you spent $100 today on XRP, you're only going to get 33 coins. Okay. If your target, when you're thinking about how much money you want to make, is $1 million, well, 33 coins, how many coins, or what is the price that is going to take for those 33 coins to make $1 million? You're almost going to need the Bitcoin price of 100,000 or 50,000, right? You're going to need a price about that high in order to make that million. Well, how long is it going to take XRP to go from the $3 price to the $50,000 price? I cannot tell you. So a strategy, what I was saying earlier is I haven't bought a coin over 50 cents in my life. I have not. But that's because, like Luke and Fast Nickel, we've been in this thing for years. So I like to take advantage of doing the research and educating myself on the coins and their technology, looking at their price, and they say you do a dollar cost average. You look at where you want to go and then how much you plan to spend. When we're looking at XRP, and I'm not going to, I'm not going to say how much I got in my bag. I don't want nobody trying to find me out, okay? But today, to get about the top 10%, I believe it may be like 26 to 29 or 2,900 coins. To get that amount today, you need about $12,000 to $15,000 to get that amount of coins. So that's why I would say look at the technology. That's why it's important that you educate yourself. Fast Nickel gave you a list of those ISO 220 coins. He told you about Quant. He said, look, get one. Hey, Fast Nickel, I said the same thing last time. I wanted to get some Quant, but that thing was like $100 when I looked at it, and I was like, I'm gonna spend this 100 on XLM and get 1,000 coins. You need Quant. You want to do that dollar cost average. So when you have more coins, you may have more, let's just say, exit strategies. You could sell at $10 and get you a cool 10,000. You can, because you have 1,000 coins. You could sell at $100 and sell a cool 1,000 and get you a quick 100,000. The more coins you have accumulated, it will allow you to take profits as the price is going up, and you have accumulated so much that you've been able to take profits to do some things you like to do, and you still got a bag that you just hold on diamond hands forever till it reaches the $10,000 or $100,000 price, and you've taken money on the way up. So I know that may be a long answer, but I did want to answer that question that was in the chat.
Well, let me share a couple of things to piggyback on what you're talking about. So right now I have the XRPH or XRP Healthcare analytics up, and right now it's at 24 cents. When I was putting this presentation together about 10 days ago, it was, back then, I bought in at 14 cents. It was at 13, but I bought in at 14 cents. And now it's at 24 cents. And look, on the 10th, just last Friday, it was at 14 cents. Last Friday on the 10th. And now it's at 24 cents. So I was showing people how to get it, because when you look here at the markets, it's hard to know how to get this. So the way you get it is you have to first get the Zaman wallet. And so I have a link that I share, where people who come to my channel where we do Q&As and stuff, I share with them a video of how to download the Zaman wallet and how to create trust lines. And by creating trust lines, I don't need to go to these different exchanges to buy coins, as long as it lives on the XRP ledger. So this site here, the XRP market, and a little while earlier, I was sharing this with Yeshaya. I shared this with you, Luke Cage, about 2 weeks ago. I don't know, are you familiar with the XRP market?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Yes, sir.
So it's great because here you can go ahead and basically, like for instance, here I have my Zaman wallet connected, and so I can see all the NFTs that I have that are showing up. Then I can see my token. So for instance, the XRP, I basically have that much XRP health. It's gone up 10.8 in the last 24 hours is up almost 11%. So I can show people how to buy this through not just this coin, but any XRP coin you can. If the dollar is out of existence, how are you going to trade those currencies? So the thing to remember, I know we like to think that everything revolves around America, but the world is into crypto, and the world doesn't all use the dollar. They use the yen, they use the British pound. So you can use all of those things. So when you come, as an example, let me see if it's a market, or should I go to the DEX?
And also keep in mind while you're looking for that, I have to add this. Also keep in mind that even though let's just say the dollar is out of existence, America will still need some sort of currency for purchasing. So that will always be there.
That's where I was going. I was going to say that, like, the dollar is not going to go out of existence until, in my opinion, till Hamashiach come back. All right, so I'm just going to say that you still have companies like Lockheed and Martin, Boeing, like these are U.S. companies that the world use, and they're going to have to pay for those services, the weapons, the airplanes, the technology that comes out of America. You're still going to have to transact with the American in an American currency, which could transform into a stable coin, whether it's the US dollar or a US Treasury note. There is going to be some form of monetary or some type of currency there for America.
Period.
Yeah.
And also, just to add, let me bring a little clarity to this term about the dollar is dying. The dollar in the U.S. is still functional, and when they talk about the dollar dying, we're talking about OPEC nations, the contract, the agreement that America had with Saudi Arabia and others is that they must use the U.S. dollar in order to sell oil. That is what's changing. So the dominance of the U.S. dollar globally is dwindling, especially with the fiasco with Russia and all the BRICS nations coming together. So the influence, like some nations that need oil from Russia, they want to spend U.S. dollar. Russia's like, no, you have to buy it in rubles or yen. So the dominance of the U.S. dollar in the world is getting smaller, but the dollar itself is still functional. And just like the brother just said, there will be a stable coin, but the U.S. dollar will convert to a stable coin, but there will always be a form of currency. It's necessary for purchase, period.
And that's why we love XRP. That's why we love XRP, y'all, because XRP from behind the scene is set up to save that US dollar. It really is. Yeah. So if XRP, when you Google it, if you watch our last video, you can go on Google and type World Bridge currency. It's going to say XRP, which is an American company. So everybody in the world is about to use an American company to get paid in their own money. So like he said, okay, Saudi Arabia, they're not going to sell it in dollars now. And you want to buy Russian oil and they want their ruble or they want the yen, but you are in Iraq and you use the dinar. Well, guess what's going to bring the dinar together to make it a yen is going to be that XRP, which is an American company. That's why we love XRP. So I do want to throw that out there. And I know I talk about it a lot, but I yield with that.
More importantly, since we're talking about finances, the president-elect loves XRP as well.
He loves it. Yeah. I call him Donald Pump. Donald, people was mad at me. People was mad at me. I was like, look, I don't care about none of that U.S. politics. Pump my bag. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I love y'all that are still there. I'm not there. I'm eating mangoes and pineapples out here in Africa. I'm not trying to say nothing. I know y'all got stuff going on. Y'all, the politics matter out there for y'all. I love y'all. Look, pump my bags.
But my bad, baby. Dollar
But
pump.
I did want to say that America is only 4% of the world, so you got to
Yeah,
put that
definitely.
Yeah.
only 4% of the world. So this is chess. This is chess. It's not checkers. So I hope you guys are familiar with the game of chess.
I'm sorry, Michael. Before you go on, I have to say this because I'm looking through the comments. Someone mentioned something about market cap. um, I could refer you to a video, especially one by Zach Rector, where he broke this down. I just heard it today.
Yeah, me too. I watched the same video.
Okay. uh, digital assets totally changing traditional finance. Let's
That's
understand that.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And he broke it down. He broke it down. So people say, well, it's impossible. XRP can't get to $1,000 because no, you don't understand the math component that goes beyond behind the scenes. It is breaking all traditional finance rules,
Yep.
most of which we were being told and lies anyway. So I'm starting to question everything that I've been learning over the years here that I've been
Yep.
taught in America, because it turns
Yeah.
out that things are not what they've been selling us.
No. And to kind of piggyback on that, because we've been in, and I told you I'm kind of jaded, right? I am, man. I'm not gonna front. I've been seeing a lot of news be like, oh, XRP passed Nike and this and that in market cap, right? Well, you look at the market cap of some of these companies and then look at the price of their stock. But XRP has a higher market cap than them and is only $3. This market cap rule that normally applies to traditional finance is not going to apply to this digital asset space. What's really going to apply to this digital asset space is utility and scarcity, supply and demand.
There you
So,
go.
okay, supply and demand, that's economics 101. Okay, if you only got 10 loaf of bread and you got 100 people in line, that price of the bread is automatically going to go up. It's supply and demand and utility. That's why it's very important that you educate yourself. And like Fast Nickel said, even though we've been in this years, we still watch and learn something every single day. Every single day. And so I would recommend, I'm not saying I don't know which book you could read, but YouTube University has got a lot of information. And listen to, like I said on the last time, listen to the pros and listen to the cons. Pray and have the spirit of discernment help you in that quest. And then with that, I yield.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Joseph.
You know, it's interesting. So, Brother Yeshai, would you share my screen for a quick second? I'm not going to play this video, but this is a video I watched yesterday, and you see the title is Solana versus Sui. Now, if anything, I would say try to own one Solana. Solanas are like $200, right? Sui is $5. So somebody mentioned about market cap, but here's the thing about market cap. Market cap can be deceiving because so Solana has a higher market cap than Sui, but you can make more money owning Sui because it's got a lower. So the reason being, it's not just about market cap; it's about coins in circulation. So there's a lot of things that could play into a coin. Perfect example is meme coins. Like, we can talk about all these utility coins all we want, but meme coins are the high and the fastest way people have been making money. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. People are making tons of money off of meme coins, and they are worthless. They have no use case, but they have a social following. People like, oh, I love my little puppy, and they just buy. So, you know, it's not always about what the coin does for me. But at the end of the day, you want to always look to see what it is that the coin is doing. And, you know, between now and March, like this guy talks about in this video, yeah, there's coins that you might be holding it for the end of the year. But at the same time, there's a lot of coins that are going to pump between now and March. And you want to get in on those coins so that they pump. And then you can take your profits and move them into other coins.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, that is. I want to kind of piggyback on that. There's a question in the chat from Tim, and I believe he said, and I can answer it, but I'm just going to read it, and I'm going to let Fast Nickel or Luke get into it. So here's the question, gentlemen. Can someone tell me how can XRP blow up if there's an unlimited supply? One of y'all want to take that?
So there's not well, okay. So for one, they have coins in lockdown, and also, like I mentioned about the RSLU, the Ripple stable coin or the XRP stable coin, every time it's being used, it's burning XRP, and it's not unlimited. None of these cryptos are unlimited. So that's the other beauty about crypto.
Right.
The dollar or fiat currency is inflationary. Crypto is deflationary.
And to be specific, XRP created, when it started, I believe it's 100 billion.
100 billion.
100 billion coins. No more coins are going to be made. There is right now a total of 56 billion that was put onto the market. I'm just giving you the numbers. The rest is locked in escrow. Remember, if you watched the last video I had with Yashai and the Luke said they have partnerships with 300 banks and non-disclosure agreements. What in the community is speculated is that what's in escrow is going to be used for those banks and governments that actually need to have XRP in order to function with these cross-border transactions.
Yes, sir.
Now, out of the 56 billion that is in current circulation, only 19 billion are available. And that's because brothers like Luke, myself, Yashai, and Fast Nickel, we've been scooping them up, putting them in our bag, and putting them off to the side. So there is going to become a moment when you're going to look up, yes, sir, our bags is packed. We're ready to go to the moon.
Yes,
you're going to see a time where it's going to be like Bitcoin, where you're going to be buying fractions of an XRP coin.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's the reason why we want to get this information out, where you can actually take advantage and buy a whole coin versus a situation like today. Unless you have 100,000 to buy one Bitcoin, you're going to be essentially buying some type of fraction of a coin. And so XRP does not have an unlimited supply. 100 billion was made. They're not making any more. It's not like Bitcoin where they're going to mint some in the future. It's done. And most of it is still locked in escrow. 19 billion is left out there. And if you got the money, please buy it.
Now, keep in mind also, as Fast Nickel mentioned, for in every transaction, a small amount of XRP just goes away. It just goes away. So what that means is the supply will dwindle over time slowly. What's in reserve is going to be dished out. What's in circulation is going to be accumulated by some financial institutions as well. And I think not Garlinghouse, the technical guy,
David Schwartz, Joel Katz.
Schwartz, yes, Schwartz. Schwartz mentioned that XRP was designed at a price. I don't want to say it because it's just ridiculous. And it goes to the question that someone's asking, price prediction, whatever. We don't do price prediction here, but the what Schwartz mentioned, it was designed for a high value token, simply because if you want to send $1 million and it's at $1, you're sending 1 million tokens, you know, whereas if it was worth a much higher value, say $10,000, you're sending a lot fewer So, because there will be tons and tons and tons of transaction, and it's inevitable that it's going to increase. And there's something I want to mention. I really, this is like a side note, and it bears mentioning because I run into it a lot. Um, what people say, for example, in the case of Bitcoin, oh, I don't have $100,000, I can't buy a Bitcoin, and it's hard for them to really understand that. You know, poor people, we think in terms of dollars. Rich people, wealthy people, think in terms of percentage. If you listen to any business report, it's percentage growth, year over year growth. It's all percentage growth. So if, for example, I have $100, that's all I have. I put it into crypto, into some a digital asset. I have to use the correct term. I put it into a digital asset, and that same digital asset, someone else has $100,000, $500,000. They put it in, and it grows. We get it in. We get in at the same price, and it grows. When it grows, they might get, say, $100,000 profit, and I might get, say, $500 profit. If we get in at the same time and we exit at the same time, our growth is identical in terms of percentage growth. We can't look at dollars. We have to look at percentage. It's simple mathematics. We have to look at the growth and stop thinking about dollars. If you have only $100 to buy a Bitcoin, when it grows, the same guy who put $100,000, it's the same growth. So basically, you have to start. Don't wait until you get. It's almost like having a child, but when it's the right time. It's never a right time.
Never.
When it happens, it's the right time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I kind of want to touch on what you were saying about that beta test coin, the one that's getting the world prepared for XRP. That's what I call it, the beta test coin. What you said is correct. Mm-hmm. Somebody that buys it at 100,000 today, and I spend $100. Well, guess what? For our money to double, I needed to hit 200,000. So when it hits that 200,000 price, that man's 100,000 is now worth 200,000, but my 100 is worth $200, which is the reason why just as me, and it's not financial advice, I stay away from the beta test coin. Okay, it's not scalable. It's slow transaction when you want to go to the grocery store and try to use it, because in South Africa you can't use it at Pick and Pay. It's slow. Okay, people are not going to want to wait in line for your transaction to go through. However, if you could take that same $100 and apply it to one of these ISO 222 coins, you may see a bigger return on your investment. And with that, I'll yield.
Well, what you said about it being slow, etc., that is all true. But XDC, which is an ISO coin, is in the works of making Bitcoin a lot faster. So.
Yes, they have to change. They have to change the code. They do. Yeah, they're working on it.
Yeah, because that's why it's called a value of wealth, because it's really not good for any. It's like gold. It's not good for anything, but you want to have
storing wealth. But I want to highlight something that you said. What was the company that's getting ready to make it faster?
XDC.
XDC,
which is less than 20 cents a coin, people. Okay, I just want to throw that out there, because look, I'm gonna tell y'all,
it's around 11 cents.
It's around 11 cents. So that means if it's 11 cents, probably like $100 and some change is gonna get you 1,000 coins. Stack it, accumulate it. And he said those that buy physical wallets, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure everybody might be, understand what he means. He's talking about a cold wallet. And so if you got a cold wallet, you get it, throw it over there, and, just wait for your price to hit what it needs to hit. But yeah, accumulate, set it to the side. Don't have weak hands, have diamond hands. Those of us that have been here for a long time in that blizzard, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't shaking out. I don't care if it go up and I see 70, 80,000 in my account, then it go back down to 5,000. It just is what it is. I'm here for that phoenix on here. I'm waiting for the phoenix to rise from the ashes. Go ahead, Ak. I'm a you.
Just hey, real quick. I want to say good morning to everyone. Everybody's starting to wake up, so I say maybe about another 15 minutes. So, any last things, and we can kind of wrap up.
Sounds good. So I won't talk about the beginning of this. I have some good stuff at the beginning of this video, but what's interesting is I was on Brother Jacoba's show, and I happened to just mention the 1988 Economist cover. Anyone who's under 40 may not even know what I'm talking about. But after that, me and my wife, Coco G, who some of y'all may know, all of a sudden, it just, in our spirit, we started doing a deep dive. Now, when you look at this cover, look at what's this just goes to show you that all of this stuff was already pre-planned. Like none of it just happened to happen. Like somebody didn't.
What year was that? What year did that cover come out?
1988.
Say it again for the people in the back. What year did that come out?
1988.
Did anybody hear of cryptocurrency in 1988?
What? No way.
No. Did we even have the internet in 88?
Good point.
Go ahead, Ak. I'm sorry. I just wanted the people in the back because you showing. Look, they've been putting it in our face for years, and you're showing that this is 1988. Go ahead, Ak.
So look at this. Okay. So look at this. When you look at the head, it's that crown. We did the research. It's attached to the Fugger. I'm not sure if it's Fugger, but this crown is attached to that company crest. I mean that family crest. And if you look at the coin, that symbol looks a lot like the stellar symbol. Well, it turns out, and when you look up, when you do your research, it tries to tell you that it's not the case. But look at this. This guy here, Ryan Fugger, he's responsible. He used to work for Ripple back before in 2004. He had something to do with XLM and XRP, but he's a behind the scenes guy. Now he's a cryptographer out of Canada. His name is Fugger. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up is because most of us have heard of the Rothschilds, but if you do a deep dive back in the 1500s, we had the Medici family in Europe. They were the big players. But when they were going broke, the Fugger, they took over. We all hear about the Rothschilds, but it's really the Fuggers that are really the real banking powerhouses. And this guy is they claim that he has nothing to do with it, but there's too many coincidences. He was part of Ripple back before anybody even knew what crypto was. So when you start putting the pieces together, it just gives you more. It makes you feel good to say, hey, you know what? I need to get me some of these coins.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely know what's coming. They plan decades ahead. We did lose our brother Yosef, his power. This is Africa, so his power went out. So we are used to that. But yeah, like that's why we're trying to get people. Like only 7% of the world understands this, knows this, is really involved in this space of digital assets. So it's not too late. It's really not too late. You got to really think of Bitcoin in 2010. It was at a certain price, but now it's at 100,000. So you got to get in now. You got to get the knowledge. You got to get the understanding, because man, It's about to be a big year, or the next couple of years is going to be a big bull run. So,
Yes, sir.
just pay attention. Pay attention. We're just trying to plant some seeds. We're trying to plant some seeds in some people so they can grow with.
Brother Yashai, I know that you got to go.
Go
So,
ahead.
I have nothing left to present. I just wanted to share my channel or my website, where I basically, on my blog, I have a lot of learning material. I do Q&As on Mondays. I do one-on-ones that if people need to learn. But the bottom line is, if you just want to come here to just go to the blogs and just learn stuff, like you want to learn about what exchanges are US compliant, or just to learn about how to avoid being scammed. So you can always just come to learncrypto101.info and begin your journey.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Brother Ishai.
No, you can good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I thank you for the opportunity to show up here. I think there was a wealth of information out here. Brother Fast Nickel did a fantastic job with his presentation. Love the graphics too. So you did a really good job, and this is part of the team, and we have to keep learning, folks. This is just touching up at a high level. There are more specific things to do. You can follow him and keep following this channel. There's a lot of nuggets that we can pick up on our way to wealth, on our way to getting some money. So, all right,
and follow Journey with us, because if your plan is to come to the continent, who better than to ask but someone who's on the continent?
Who's on the continent? Yes,
exactly.
Definitely
Yes.
follow this channel.
Appreciate you guys. Yes, thanks for coming on, y'all. This is beautiful. I learned a lot. I'm always a student, so I definitely learned a lot. This was an excellent presentation about these digital assets / cryptocurrencies. And we'll definitely do it again. We might do this weekly. I'll definitely stay in contact with you guys, because this is something that needs to be talked about, that needs to be in people's head. And I know everything's happening around the world with this chaos and stuff, but this is also happening. So you have to pay attention to a lot of things that they're doing, because it's just chess. It's really chess, and it's not checkers. We're so used to playing checkers, but we have to think way bigger. We have to think in the future. So, man, just really understand what's happening.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
So
again, brother, thank you for allowing me to come onto your channel, sharing my knowledge, you sharing your knowledge, and just us doing things as a community.
Yes, and that's just what it has to be. You way over there, 9 hours. Like I'm 9 hours ahead. So Sunday I'm gonna have another live with one of my brothers, maybe a couple brothers that's gonna talk about more of like trading and stuff. And they're in Belize. I recently met someone here in Mauritius just the other day, so maybe he can join us here in Mauritius. So this community is worldwide. Like, no matter what you do, there's an understanding. So all praises to the Most High.
All right.
Yes.
This was great.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you share the video, leave your comments in the below. Check the description out, and I will put their information in the description after this. So thanks for tuning in, guys.
Shalom and thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
shalom.
Shalom.
Merci.